Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream everyone. How are you doing? क्या क्या नाम लेके पहुंचे आप? Just for learn comes from WhatsApp community. Awesome. Then we have Sakar. Walaikum assalam. Abdul Rahman Ujjan. Hello. How's it going Abdul Rahman? TNF Capstan Ahsan bhai React tutorial कब बना रहे हो? Inshallah soon. As soon as the book is finished. So I'm currently focusing on the book as much as possible. तो जैसे ही book finish हो जाएगी, then I'll look into either NestJS या फिर React. But do you want that in Urdu या English? क्या कहानी है? And let's see if the chat still works. Does that work? Yay! Cool. The drop game still works. That's good. वो लोग जिन्होंने ड्रॉप गेम अभी तक नहीं ट्राई किया है, what you can do is कि आप exclamation drop chat पे लिख सकते हो and what you see right here. तो what that will do is कि it will bring you from the top, और अगर if you hit something तो you get to see your score right there. तो वहाँ आप देख रहे हो स्कोर पे अहमद रज़ा के 20.61 स्कोर आ रहे हैं, और जब मैंने किया था तो मेरा कुछ भी नहीं आया था, just like this. क्योंकि I'm not good at the game. Maybe I'll get something. Yeah, yes, not really. तो yes, you can have your name there and then you can hang out right there. तो ये गेम था जो हमने इम्प्लीमेंट किया था. आई थिंक इनिशियली ये सॉल्व उसके अंदर था, स्वेल्ट के अंदर था, बट देन वी हैड इट इन एंगुलर. तो एंगुलर और इसकी जो एक्सटेंशन है दैट इज़ क्रोम एक्सटेंशन. months ago you said PIAIC is a waste of time. Is it? I don't think कि मैंने कभी ऐसा कहा होगा कि PIAC is a waste of time, to be honest. अगर आपके पास कोई ऐसी क्लिप है तो आप ला के मुझे याद करवा सकते हैं. बट ये एक ऐसी स्टेटमेंट है जो मैं आमतौर पे मेरे ख्याल से इतने हार्श अल्फाज में कभी भी यूज़ नहीं करता. तो PIAC इज़ समथिंग जिसके लिए मैंने आई थिंक मैंने ये स्टोरी पहले बताई थी, बट आई गॉट मनी फ्रॉम माई पेरेंट्स और मैंने वो खर्च कर दिए थे. लेकिन फिर मैंने ख़ुद से स्टडी किया था, और फिर जो माइक्रोसॉफ्ट के कुछ वो है हुए थे, व्हाट यू कॉल इट, उनकी कुछ सर्टिफिकेशंस आई हुई थी, तो आई वाज एबल टू देन क्लियर दैट सर्टिफिकेशन. तो इट्स नॉट अ वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम. कोई भी कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूट, इट विल टीच यू समथिंग. इट डिपेंड्स फ्रॉम पर्सन टू पर्सन. कुछ लोगों के लिए इट इज़ नॉट द बेस्ट, कुछ लोगों के लिए इट इज़ व्हाट्स द बेस्ट. कि यू गो इन टू एन एनवायरनमेंट, दैट एनवायरनमेंट पुशेस यू. इंस्टीट्यूट वाइज मैंने इन जनरल ये कहा था कि मोस्ट ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूट्स आर नॉट रियली डूइंग अ ग्रेट जॉब इन टर्म्स ऑफ टीचिंग, क्योंकि वहाँ पे आइदर जो टीचर्स हैं, और ये रियलिटी आई थिंक दैट इज़ ट्रू फॉर एवरी सिंगल इंस्टीट्यूट इन द वर्ल्ड, मे बी नॉट फॉर एवरी वन बट मेजॉरिटी ऑफ देम, कि जो टीचर्स हैं यूजुअली दे आर नॉट really experienced to have information जो कि ready करे for market. Most of the teachers, not everyone, most of the teachers. और बहुत ही बेसिक लेवल पे कॉन्सेप्ट्स पढ़ा देने से जो प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज है वो नहीं आती. कुछ इंस्टीट्यूट ऐसे हैं जो प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज पे काम करवाते हैं, बट देन दे डोंट हैव द एक्सपोजर के फॉर एग्जांपल इंटरप्राइजेस में कैसे काम किया जा रहा है. तो इट रियली डिपेंड्स फ्रॉम इंस्टीट्यूट टू इंस्टीट्यूट. तो अगेन आई नेवर सेड इट एज पर माई नॉलेज. आई माइट बी रॉन्ग. आप मुझे वो वीडियो ला के दिखा सकते हो जिसमें मैंने ऐसा कुछ कहा हो, बट आई डोंट थिंक आई एवर सेड कि PIAIC is a waste of time. I don't even remember ये किसका है, but I'm assuming ये सेलानी से related है, right? I don't think I've ever said that it's a waste of time. हमजा एजाज खान कह रहे हैं big fan. Same here हमजा. Sir, why is the backend difficult? एहसान खान. यार the thing is everything is difficult. आपको क्या लगता है फ्रंट एंड ईजी है? तो कितने ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको लगता है फ्रंट एंड ईजी है? कैन यू पुट अ थम्स अप इन द चैट. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू थिंक फ्रंट एंड इज़ ईजी? और जिनको लगता है कि डिफ़िकल्ट है, पुट अ थम्स डाउन. तो हमें यहाँ पे ज़रा नज़र आए कि हाउ मेनी पीपल थिंक कि फ्रंट एंड ईजी है. ईजी इज़ अ थम्स अप. and difficult, front end difficult is a thumbs down. ज़रा पता तो चले. अब्दुल रहमान कह रहे हैं easy है. अच्छा. Capson, TNF Capson कह रहे हैं nope. If you have experience then everything is easy. अहमद कह रहे हैं ठीक है, चलें ये भी सही है. अब्दुल रहमान कह रहे हैं you posted on Facebook and myself am currently enrolled in PIAIC Islamabad. The best decision I made. अब्दुल रहमान यार मुझे वीडियो ला के दिखाएं. मतलब ऐसी ज़बानी कलामी बातों पे यकीन नहीं होता मुझे. तो आई डोंट थिंक आई हैव एवर सेड दैट कि it's a waste of time, to be honest. I don't think so. So unless you can send it to me and show it to me, मुझे नहीं लगता कि मैं इस चीज़ पे बिलीव कर रहा हूँ. And if it's the best decision you have made, अल्लाह ताला की तरफ से होता है जो भी होता है. तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, अगर आपको लगता है कि ऐसा बेस्ट डिसीजन था तो ऑब्वियसली अल्लाह ताला की तरफ से आसानी हुई है. तो दैट्स रियली गुड. जस्ट फॉर लर्न सेज थम्स अप. ओके, सही है, इजी है, ठीक है, सही है, ठीक है. आई कैन टेल यू इन स्वीडन, स्टॉकहोम के अंदर, there is a huge demand of a person who is good at front end. सही है, huge demand. और front end अच्छे developers नहीं मिलते. तो फ्रंट एंड itself, अगर आप इसको कहते हो कि आपने HTML CSS में कुछ भी चिपका दिया, that's not front end. Front end means you have to understand a lot of things, including how to convert a design into pixel perfect implementation of its UI, how to build reusable components, how to work with design systems, how to test your front end components, how to reuse them, how to use design tokens, how to ensure that your application is performant in terms of lighthouse results, web performance, JavaScript execution, the architecture of front end. तो जो आपको लगता है ना कि फ्रंट एंड ईजी है, फ्रंट एंड इट्सेल्फ ईजी नहीं है. बैक एंड को हमने थोड़ा सा हवा समझा हुआ है. एवरी टेक्नोलॉजी टेक्स सम टाइम. तो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हेन यू स्टार्ट इट. तो बैक एंड भी ईजी हो जाता है व्हेन यू लर्न इट, और फ्रंट एंड भी ईजी हो जाता है व्हेन यू लर्न इट. तो इट्स एसेंशियली द सेम थिंग. नुमान अहमद, अस्सलाम वालेकुम एहसन भाई, हाउ आर यू? आई एम गुड अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. हाउ आर यू नुमान, क्या हाल है? जुनेद, हाउ आर यू डूइंग? अब्दुल भाई, PIAIC का कौन सा क्वार्टर चल रहा है? हाँ यार, इंटरेस्टेड इन नोइंग दैट एज वेल. Zabardast. What I wanted to do today actually is I wanted to work on the PulseChecker application. और पहले जो है वो मैं इस पे थोड़ा सा काम कर चुका हूँ, but this is a product that I'm building for quite a while. So I was hoping to work on it a bit and do some migrations, क्योंकि some of the people I know have started using it, और इसको इंशाल्लाह I have to use it in Angular Cookbook. So I'm hoping to work on it a bit. So this is what we are going to do today, but majority of the thing is just ask any question. So if you have any questions, type in the chat, I'll answer those questions. ठीक है? Does this work? Cool, this works. और अभी तक I can see कि अहमद रज़ा जो है, he's going on top. Did I miss a question किसी का? I think I missed a question. नहीं? Did I? No. Did I? No. 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 I think I actually went through all of them. फ्रंट एंड का रोड मैप बना दें. इफ़ यू गो टू roadmap.sh, map.sh, यहाँ पे से आप देख सकते हो फ्रंट एंड का रोड मैप. आई एम गोना शेयर दैट इन द चैट नाउ. ठीक है, there you go. I watch your chat game development streams. Chat game development streams. Which were these one? Showing the rocket on tap. Aha. Ahmed, I think it involves a lot of things. So it's really hard to just tell that right now. But you have the code available on GitHub. Change it back. So if you go to my GitHub, you can see, you can actually run this on your own. If I go here, I think it's Is it this one? No. Stream drop, and there's also supposed to be, what was the other one called? Stream drop, and there was, yeah, Chrome extension restream made. So those are the two things that I'm working with. So stream drop, and there's this extension. So I'm sharing all of those links. So what you can do is कि अगर if you go to the stream page जो कि है if I can show it to you, stream bot, yeah, this one. If I can share it right here, ठीक है. अगर आप इस पेज पे जाओगे, सही है, और it needs Firebase configuration. तो Firebase config की जो फाइल है both repositories के अंदर, for example I can show it to you and you can take a note of it. अच्छा, YouTube पे, I'm not sure if you're watching on YouTube या Facebook पे. Are you watching on YouTube? Yes, you're watching on YouTube. So there's an option on YouTube where you can clip a particular clip. So you can clip this one, ठीक है? What you have to do in here is यहाँ पे you'll see a source file, and let me turn on mouse highlight. So in source file you have environments, and then you should have environment.ts. So here you should have a Firebase configuration. So when you create a Firebase application, you can see the Firebase configuration from there. So if you replace this Firebase configuration with your configuration, and this is inside the stream drop, okay? When you go to the other repository, which is the Chrome extension, this one, what you have to do here as well is something similar. So you go into the source, and I think inside core you have Firebase config. So from here you also need to change these as well. And once you have done that, then you can do the exact same thing in this particular situation. So what you'll do here is, okay, then when you go to the extension, let's say if I go to the extension, I enable this guy, and then if I try to do this, for example, I'll use your name. Was it Abdul Rahman? No, it was Ahmad Raza, right? So for example, if I say Ahmad Raza, and if I send this, and I don't have to be on this page actually, but if I do send, you can see the rocket right here. But you can also see the rocket on my stream because I'm using the same page as an overlay on my stream. But this is a test, sort of test implementation that I've done. So if you just replace the Firebase configuration for both of them, this should work. If I use my name here, then it will use my name, as you can see here. So yeah, I think it's really hard for me to explain the whole concept on how I built the game, because it uses a lot of calculation. It uses a bit of maths, and also a lot of code to make everything happen, like showing the scores, calculating where I have dropped everything, for example the dropped element, blah blah blah. So it's like this whole code, and I think it's really hard to just go through all that code, and that's why I did not do it in the stream as well. For example, we have like the minimum x velocity, minimum y velocity, we have, yeah, we have the maximum top, maximum left, maximum right. So it's complex. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do it in a stream, unfortunately. But you can go through the code. You can just copy this code. It's MIT license, so feel free to copy everything. I don't even think I have a license in here. Yeah, so it's no license. So just copy paste the code and make it your own. And I think this one is probably MIT license, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is MIT license. So copy it. Copy it, copy it, copy it. Close this, close this, close this guy, close this guy, and let's see the messages. Itana complex. Asan Bhai found it. You posted on Facebook, August. I learned the floor, I admire you in some way, so I wanted to know your views. Asan Bhai. August, can you share the link, Abdur Rahman? That would be nice. So I can watch it, and I think we all can watch it. Can you share the link here? That would be awesome. If you can share the link, that would be nice. August 22, almost 1 year. Because I have a very weird memory, or almost no memory of it. In the meantime, what I want to do is I want to spin up the application so we are on track and we do something. So I'm going to open VS Code. See what this opens. I do want to open the Where do we have the PulseChecker? PulseChecker. Go to PulseChecker. I'm going to close everything. Thank you. I got the idea. I was confused. Where's the chat? How are you showing Rocket on top of all apps? I got the idea you're using as exactly, yes. I'm using it as an overlay on the stream. So what I have is a public URL or a deployed application, and I'm just using that as an overlay. But yes, awesome. Now you know. Cool. So let's do a Docker compose up, and let's. What? What are you talking about? Let's do a git pull. Oh, don't I have any Docker Compose in here? I should have a Docker Compose, right? I have a Docker Compose. Yeah, cool. So this should run. So let's do clear. Let's delete these folks, add a new one, delete this guy. Docker Compose. Oop. Cancelled. Load Docker ignore. Failed to read Docker file. Temp build kit. No such file or directory. What do you mean? What do you mean? Do I have to spin up Docker again? All right, then let's go to Docker itself. And okay, so the PulseChecker is running already. So let's stop this guy. Oh, stop this guy, and let's start this. So we have the Postgres running at nminer as well. Cool. Cool. Now we can double check if I can get access to Postgres. Let's add a. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna connect to my database from the environments. Okay. So it's username, password, and Kiwi. Okay, that makes sense. And I can go here and connect to Postgres, create a new one, local host. I think the username is username. What is the password? Port number, standard connection, Kiwi, and localhost or PulseChecker localhost. Sorry, just give me 1 second so I can connect to this. There we go. Okay. Oh, Abdurrahman, I'm totally fine with that. But can you share the link? That would be nice. That would be nice if you can share the link. Is the drop working now? Unknown7, did you see the rocket? Okay, you see your rocket. Cool. All right. So then what we can do now is we can run. Let's have a look at the package.json. And let's do npm start. So we should be able to run Docker itself. And let's have a look at the database as well. So in database, public, we do have a lot of these things. Fresh items. Let's see if we have any sessions. So I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. And I'm going to show you the application as well. So the application that we have right now helps us take feedback from the users during a session. So if I go to localhost 4200, Let's see. The app is running now. The Angular app is being built still. My slow computer. Okay, so now that we have this, what I wanted to do actually is, first of all, I'm going to change this join meeting to join session, because we use session everywhere, but we are calling meeting. So let's change that in all the places. Join session, enter the session ID to join the session, enter the session ID, enter meeting ID, session ID, and let's say meeting. Whoop. Okay, so now we have a bunch of variable names with, it's not allowing me to share the link. That's weird. Can you share that on Discord? Why doesn't it allow? That's weird. Super weird. Close this guy, come here. Have I stopped it? Let's see then. Welcome to blah blah blah. Do I have to moderate it? No. Engage with your audience. Start a Q&A, start a poll. Oh, I don't see it. Community moderation. Participants, pop-out chat. Community moderation. Let's see if there's a setting that I need to enable. Automated filters, okay. Approve users. All channels can redirect to my content. Blocked words. I don't have blocked links. URLs in live chat are already blocked. Aha, okay. That's why. To approved users. So this setting doesn't apply to you moderators or approved users. How can I approve you? Approved users. There you go. What was your name? Abdul Rahman Ujjan? Is that the right name? WhatsApp DM? Which one is you? No, I don't see you at all. Abdul Rahman. It doesn't seem to find you. Okay. Yeah, but you can send me a DM. That's fine. Maybe I can see your username from here. No? Yes? No? Go to channel. Put user. There should be like. Okay, I can add you as a moderator. Let's do that. Review and remove. Put you in time now. Okay, just don't put anyone else in timeout. Now you can send a link. You should be able to send a link now. Okay, so join session, enter session ID, anonymous user, blah, blah, blah. And now I can go here. And I can now not see any session because we don't have any session. So let's also put a message there that says no sessions available at the moment. So we're going to go to our page that is sessions.html. And in here we do have, there you go. Cool. All right. Let's have a look at this one first. What did I say? Why did I say it? Okay, सही है. तो सही है. So let's have a look at this. This is really interesting. All right. So let's talk about this. This is really interesting. So this is what I said. I got a message कि मैं अभी web development सीख रहा हूँ with Python सीख रहा हूँ. तो PIAIC से Web3 का कोर्स करना सही है. मीन्स कि अब Web3 न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी इंट्रोड्यूस हो गई है, तो अब चीज़ें Web3 पर ही बनने लगेंगी कुछ टाइम में. ये किसी ने मुझसे पूछा था. एंड व्हाट आई हैव सेड हियर इज़ कि भाई ये कौन फजूल चीज़ें सिखा रहा है बच्चों को. ठीक है, तो इसमें मैं ये हाईलाइट नहीं कर रहा कि PIAIC सिखा रहा है बच्चों को, बट द थिंग इज़ कि दिस गाय सीम्स टू बी समवन न्यू इन द वेब डेवलपमेंट. और ये जो थॉट प्रोसेस है कि अब ये न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी इंट्रोड्यूस हो गई है तो चीज़ें Web3 पर ही बनेंगी कुछ टाइम में. तो पहली चीज़ तो ये. कि अगर वेब 3 के बारे में ये सिखाया जा रहा है कहीं पे भी, इट डजेंट मैटर इफ इट्स PIAIC या कोई और, दैट इज़ कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट. तो वेब 3.0 का कॉन्सेप्ट अगर ये बताया जा रहा है कि अब हर नई आने वाली चीज़ वेब 3 पे बन रही है, तो whoever is teaching it is absolutely wrong. इसमें मैंने किसी पर्टिकुलर इंस्टीट्यूट या पर्सन को हाईलाइट नहीं किया. इट इज़ व्हाट इट इज़. सही है. तो व्हाट डिसीजन यू हैव मेड इन कि आपने एक इंस्टीट्यूट ज्वाइन किया और आप वहाँ से चल रहे हो, एज आई सेड ऑलरेडी, इज़ really good. If you think it's the best decision, obviously it would have been really good for you. So if any institute misguides और एनी पर्सन मिसगाइड्स पीपल कि नहीं ये टेक्नोलॉजी नई आ गई है, अब इसके अलावा आप जो भी सीख रहे हो वो फजूल है, आपका कोई जो है वो फ्यूचर नहीं होगा इफ़ यू डोंट फॉलो व्हाट आई एम टीचिंग यू, तो दैट पर्सन इज़ एब्सोल्युटली स्टूपिड. यू शुड नॉट फॉलो दैट पर्सन और दैट इंस्टीट्यूट एट ऑल, क्योंकि नो वन कैन प्रिडिक्ट व्हाट द फ्यूचर हैज़. आप ये ज़रूर देख सकते हो कि किस चीज़ की डिमांड कहाँ जा रही है, बट एक चीज़ जो लोग भूल जाते हैं वो ये कि अगर वेब 3 नया आया है या उस वक्त नया आया था, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि अब पूरी दुनिया उठेगी और जैसे कहते हैं ना कि चारपाई से उठ के जाएगी और अब भागना शुरू हो जाएगी वेब 3 के पीछे. ऐसा नहीं होता. देयर आर मिलियंस एंड बिलियंस ऑफ बिजनेसेस आउट देयर जो स्टिल उसी चीज़ पे काम कर रहे हैं जो स्टैंडर्ड है, ऑर्डिनरी है, और उनको उन सारी चीज़ों पे आते हुए टाइम लगेगा. अगर हर कोई वेब 3 बनाना शुरू कर देगा तो फिर उन बिजनेसेस का क्या होगा या उस पर डेवलपमेंट कौन करेगा. तो डैट इज़ द कॉन्सेप्ट. तो आई डोंट थिंक कि इस पर्टिकुलर पोस्ट के अंदर आई आइदर सेड कि PIAIC जो है उससे कुछ भी सीखना फजूल है. आई डोंट थिंक आई सेड दैट. ठीक है. एनी वन हु मिस गाइड्स, चाहे वो कोई भी हो, आई एम नॉट श्योर PIAIC करता है या नहीं करता, बट एनी वन हु डज इट is someone you should not look into. Yeah, someone you should not follow completely. Does that make sense? क्योंकि आई वॉज क्वाइट श्योर कि मैं कभी इस तरह की कोई स्टेटमेंट नहीं दे सकता कि इट्स अ वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम अगर आप कोई इंस्टीट्यूट ज्वाइन करते हैं तो. नो, आई थिंक आई हैव आस्क्ड अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल टू एक्चुअली ज्वाइन इट. Students are still confused about what to choose rather than focusing on the value they can provide. If something coming out in a new manner doesn't mean the previous one will. And exactly, my दिस इज़ वॉट माई पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू वॉज. एग्जैक्टली कि आप हर नई चीज़ आने वाली जो है इसका मतलब ये नहीं होता कि अब मैं पीछे वाली चीज़ें या जो ऑर्डिनरी चीज़ें हैं उसको मैं भूल जाऊँ कम्प्लीटली. सो दैट डजंट मेक सेंस टू मी. कूल, ऑसम. आई कैन सी के यू गॉट योर आंसर. लेट्स क्विकली एडजस्ट द चैट अ बिट. बहुत ही ऊपर कहीं पहुँच गई है ये. इसको हम ज़रा सा यूँ कर लेते हैं, लाइव में फिक्सिंग कर रहे हैं. ओके, बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम हो गया खड़े खड़े, तो अब ज़रा बैठ जाते हैं. What questions do you have in general? इसमें I think if you have any questions regarding, for example, web development, yeah, what path you want to choose, go ahead and ask those questions. There are a lot of things happening in the software industry. आपने देखा होगा कि अभी TypeScript पे बहुत ज़्यादा वो चल रही है, interesting controversies चल रही हैं. I usually am not part of the controversies at all, but it seems like the tech influencers, tech leaders and the tech community is pretty much not happy with what's going on. और वो ये है कि कुछ ओपन सोर्स प्रोजेक्ट्स ने कहा है कि हम टाइपस्क्रिप्ट हटा देंगे. तो there are things like HTMX, there are things like TypeScript support. A lot of things are happening actually. But I'm going to be coding this और आपके questions बीच बीच में आते रहेंगे, तो I'll try to reply to those as well. And what you can do is आप in the meantime chat के अंदर drop लिख सकते हो, which means that you will be able to see yourself in the chat. And let's change it to, let's change it like this. Okay, I can take the questions then. How to make a small useful side apps that enable us to learn new things while making something useful, not cookie cutter ideas. Yeah, the problem is that it takes a lot of time and exposure to be able to come up with such ideas that are useful. To reach that point, you need to already have created things that don't work. So it's never going to be the case that you're creating your first project and that's useful and that's like a brilliant idea. It's very rare that it's going to happen. So without any experience, you don't get to a point where you start building such things. I have so many ideas that could be useful, but I don't have time. But those ideas have come up by just sitting and thinking sometimes, just observing different people, what they need, or things that I need personally. So those are the kind of things that you should be looking at. That comes with exposure, that comes with building applications. So when I build some applications using some tutorials, I'm like, aha, that's a really cool application. What if I modified it or had a similar application, but for different use case? So those are the things that you want to do. So in general, don't think about creating something that is not a cookie cutter ideas, to be honest. If you have not created cookie cutter ideas or whatever you name them, create those first and then go from there. TypeScript, I just finished learning TypeScript. Don't worry about it. I have a bootcamp. Let me tell you, I have a bootcamp starting in October at Salt in Stockholm, and that is a TypeScript bootcamp. So I'm not worried about it. You should not be worried about TypeScript at all. The thing is, there's a community shift between TypeScript and not TypeScript, and again, there are a lot of applications already built on TypeScript. There are already a lot of frameworks that support TypeScript, so no one has to worry about that at the moment. But there are things cooking. For example, there's a proposal to that we call the TC proposal, or um, the proposal to add type annotations within JavaScript. We already have JS but there's something that might come natively in JavaScript, which our IDEs can use, and then we may not need TypeScript. I'm not saying that we will not need TypeScript, but there is a possibility. I am not sure. We'll see. I can't see the future. Okay. Cool. Awesome. I can see that it takes quite a lot of time to go to, because if this page is in the background, I can see that this does not work. Why? If it goes to the background, then the extension is sort of halted, right? Now that I came to this page, then I could see the drop. I don't know why. But now it should work. All right. Looking at some questions. Assalamu alaikum, Ahsan bhai. How can one maintain quality and reliability when developing a SaaS product? I think the best way is to get feedback from your audience. You can sit and think for hours and hours, and you might not get to a point which is what you want. But if you ask your audience, your users, get feedback from them, I think that's the best way. So I'm fortunate enough that I have some users of the PulseChecker application, so I get some feedback from it. I used it in previously in Salt, and I got some feedback from my students slash developers, and that really helped grow the application. So yes, yeah, it's not going away like tomorrow. After all, we can arguably say TypeScript and JavaScript are the same, and JS is valuable. Yeah, you could say that. I wouldn't say they're the same, because I mean TypeScript allows you to do a lot more than what JavaScript does. But it would be awesome to have all of that in JavaScript or JavaScript, so we don't have to do the compilation. Do you know the exact reason why they are ditching TS? The reason is, first, for example, Svelte has dropped the support for TypeScript. I think TurboPack has also dropped support for TypeScript. So let's see. Frameworks dropping. Oh, now you're trying to get something out of me. Let's go to, let's see, can I go to my GitHub? All right. So let's see. So frameworks dropping TypeScript. So this is what you're interested in, right? So let's see this one, and Reddit is just gone crazy, and you can see like what's happening here. So Turbo 8 is dropping TypeScript. So in this case, the question is why they're actually doing it. One of the reasons that they have given is if I goes, I don't accept. So in here, for example, has removed TypeScript, and this is a pull request, I think, which was created against. In here, you can see. So the thing is here, if you can see, it pollutes the code with type gymnastics that add ever so little joy to my development experience and quite frequently considerable grief. Things that should be easy become hard. And to some extent, that's true. So let me tell you why. What are their reasoning? One of the reasonings for them to drop TypeScript is because we want to have a good experience while we develop an app with TypeScript, which means that in our IDE, we want to have type values. For example, here, I should be able to see session dot ratings configs, and if I mouse over it, I can see the types here. So this is the only thing I want TypeScript for, because the browsers don't run JavaScript. Node.js does not run JavaScript. Then why do we need, oh, sorry, Node.js, I was talking about TypeScript. So browser does not run TypeScript. Node.js does not run TypeScript. Everything runs JavaScript, right? The V8 engine essentially compiles JavaScript. So why do we need these? We need these in our editors, VS Code, IntelliJ, and whatnot, to be able to work better with JavaScript. And that was the whole idea of TypeScript. That's why Microsoft brought it out and it became so popular. That's one thing. One of the problems with this is if I'm using a third party, and there's two things. One, if I want to have this amazing experience while developing, then I would have to create a lot of types for my sake. For example, in here, session with ratings, for example, if I click this interface, you can see that I have to create all of these types, which includes a lot of gymnastics, as the creator of Ruby of Rails says, to be able to have that type safety just because I want to develop a web application. If I remove all of this, I could just use any, and then I would be happy and easily develop the application, but then I would not be safe in terms of, or the application would not be as robust because there could be multiple problems because or because of which TypeScript was born. So one problem that they think is a lot of types that we have to add ourselves to be able to do simple work. For example, I can testify this that, for example, a session with feedback. So I already have a session interface, but then if I want a session with feedback, I had to create all of this. Now, if you look at this code, you'll be like, what's happening here? What do you mean by includes feedback? And only I know, and that's also because I'm the only one working on this project, but only I know that this means that I'm using the Prisma ORM to contact my database or to connect with my database, and I'm importing types from Prisma, creating more types for my session feedback to be able to use that in my TypeScript code. So I heavily relate with these gymnastics because it's difficult, and you need to be a seasoned TypeScript developer to understand all of this, because I don't think if I onboard any junior engineer on my project, this project, they will be able to do it because it requires certain experience already. So as the statement said, like, things that should be easy become hard. I think I really relate with that, to be honest. So that's one thing. The other problem is if I go and click this, I'm actually taken to the source files, right? But if I use some type from actually its definition, for example, if I wanted to go to, let's say if I'm using any third-party library in my code, I think I am. I'm going to show an example, the second reason. So let's go to package.json. Let's see which packages I'm using. So package.json, Angular CDK. Let's go with Angular CDK. So Angular CDK. Let's see what Angular CDK does in my project. I don't even use Angular CDK. What? Okay, let's go to forms. Okay, so I go to forms. I'm gonna go to validators. Let's see this guy. So now if I try to go to validators, I am not looking, if I control click in TypeScript, I'm not looking what the validator is. I don't see validator's code. That is a really big problem. So for example, if I'm looking at, all right, this is a validator, super cool. If I want to see what is validators.required, what does it stand for? If I go there, I see that this is sort of a type in a something.d.ts. So this is not the source code of validators. I only see the types. I don't see what this required function has inside it as the code. This is where the whole type finishes. So I can't see how Angular team has implemented the required method inside the forms, which is weird because in my code, if I go here, for example, so let's say I'm calling a function, save reaction. If I do a control click here or a command click here, I go to the save reaction function. I don't go to its type. I go to the function. And if I go add reaction, I go to its definition, the function, the code. But if I go to a particular thing from a library, then I go to its type. I don't go to its actual definition. So for example, validators property, poof. What? What's this? D.ts. So that is one of the reasons. So I showed you two reasons. One, that it has us create a lot of types, and the second one is that if I control click something, I go to its definition. Whereas if you just use JS docs, then you can actually achieve the same thing. For example, this is using JS docs. I think this is, I'm not sure if TS docs is different or not, but this is essentially how Java docs work or how other docs work as well. But you can achieve sort of similar, the same thing with JS docs as well. So in here, if I mouse over, I see all the things that you see here, like returns, all of this, usage nodes. So these are defined here in this. And when I see an editor, that's, or when I mouse over the definition in an editor, I see this whole information. That is how it's configured. So this tooltip is essentially showing this data. So I can use the JS docs to also define TypeScript as well. And that's sort of the question and the shift that everyone has right now. If we should have TypeScript, if we should use JS docs. One of the benefits of not having types or TypeScript is that I don't have to compile TypeScript into JavaScript, so it removes one layer. If I can have types and a good user experience without having TypeScript, then that would be awesome. And that's, I think, what they're looking at. So I think I'm somewhat agreeing with that. Even though I really, really like TypeScript, it becomes a bit difficult to work with sometimes. Yes, I can agree to that. Okay. So now you know the exact reason why they're ditching TypeScript. TypeScript embedded in JS will be amazing. It will be thankful to the JS head office. Exactly. Do you think we should launch our product even if your product is not ready? I think you should launch the product as soon as the minimum viable product is ready. As soon as it is usable, launch it. Even if it's not 100% complete, even if you don't have, for example, the payment integration, if it does what it's supposed to do, the minimal set of features, share it with the users. As a front-end learner, which thing should I focus more? Sorry, but the users that you share that with should be something somewhat closer to you. So your friends, your family, someone you trust, someone who you think will give you feedback and not just bounce away. As a front-end learner, which thing should I focus more? I would say HTML, JavaScript, and CSS in general. If JS is getting everything that TSS, doesn't that mean they're indirectly ditching JS because TypeScript has almost everything JS has? More or less, yes. If you look at that way, you could say that. Wanted to ask if NGRX is something Angular developers need to learn, or it's okay to skip or avoid. Proth, I would say not every project uses NGRX. It is something good to know, but I think RxJS, not NGRX, but RxJS, which is having subjects, behavior subjects, observables, streams, different operators from RxJS. That is important. NGRX, it's good to know because a lot of projects use it, but I don't think it's something that every Angular developer should know. if that makes sense. But I think the projects that use NGRX is like it's a vast majority of the projects, to be honest. Can we not use inheritance for that to optimize types definition? What do you mean by that? Inheritance for that? Inheritance from what? What is inheriting from what? I don't understand the question. But yes, that's what happened. So we have some problems in there. Let's close this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and now we know. Cool. So going back to the application itself, I know that the session HTML should have a message. Let's see, where is the ng4? The session component? No, it's not the session component. It should be something else. What is the name of the component that has all the which has all the pages? Interface join session? No, I think it's dashboard session list. Yes, this is the one. So yes, if I'm loading sessions, then you show loaders, then session card. Where do I have the ng4? Oh, there you go. So in here, we can also then have another div that says ng container. And inside here, we can put the ng4, but in this case, we can say ng if sessions.length. If we have sessions.length, then we show this. Else we show empty message. And this does not exist yet. So we need to create an ng template. And I would love to see the control flow, the new control flow coming in. I would love that. So I don't have to do all of this. And then I can have I think I can have the same thing here. And then I can say no sessions. H2. And here we can name this guy empty message. And this should not have a hash here. And here we can say no sessions to show. Where's my message? WhatsApp community was great, by the way. Yes, I think it was a great idea. I'm really happy to see everyone contributing to it. Where's my text? Sessions.length. Loading sessions. As loader. Where's my message? Where's my message? Create session. Where's my message? Give me my message. Da, da, da. Let's main. In main, we have this guy right here. What are you talking about? Angular. Is this built with production? No, I don't think so. What are you talking about? This is not production configuration. What are you talking about? Close. Open. Ah, okay, of course. What? I should be running this. But then, what? Have I opened the wrong one? Okay. All right, let's go to Google. Oh, no, I understand what happened. If I log in, it takes me to the localhost 4200. Oh, okay. I need to change the superbase thingy. I don't know if there's a good way to do it. I think there should be a good way to do it. If I go to PulseChecker, let's go to the settings. Let's see if I can go to the auth. I think it should be in the let's see, give me 1 second. Where's the URL? I think it should be in the auth. We have users, your configuration. Yeah, got it. So here it should be HTTP localhost to 2400. That should make it work. I was like, what? What's happening? So if I go here now, maybe it did not reflect. Let's do this guy again. In here, sign in. There we go. Now I can see the message, no sessions to show. This looks really bad. So let's fix it. Unknown, do you not know about the WhatsApp community? There's a WhatsApp community. There is a WhatsApp community. Let me see if I can share the link. So community, view community. How do I invite? Community settings, no. View members, invite to community via link, copy link. There you go. So we have a WhatsApp community link, and that's in the chat now. Let's go back. Cool. Thanks for replying to the query. Just want to add some level of testing Angular to the apps you build so we can learn that too. Thanks. I mean, if you want to learn testing, go to NGX device detector. So for example, NGX device detector. Look at this project. You can copy it, clone it, run in your own machine. And in here, we already have some tests. So you go to projects, you go to NGX device detector, source, lib, spec.ts. Here you can see all the tests. You got this guy, this guy, this guy, too many tests. So look at these tests and you'll have some ideas as well. And who asked this question? Was it Prad? Prad, also look into this thing. We have I have a unit testing video with Angular. I think it's one of the most watched videos. It's really good. It's in Urdu/Hindi. So if you understand Urdu/Hindi, you will get it. Okay. Let's have a look at why is this guy 2 in the corner. Flex wrap, blah, blah, blah. Flex wrap, MX. Okay, because we have 2 flex wraps now. So then we can get rid of this guy and just have the heading, right? There we go. No sessions to show. How about we say class text to Excel text center. So we get this in the center and a bit big. And it should have a width full. There we go. So no sessions to show. And now I can create a session. Thanks. No problem at all. Okay, so then we can go and create, or maybe we can say no sessions to show. Create a session from here. Now let's create a session. So in this, let's call it, what do we call this session? Let's call this test meetup. And we can call this as well, create session. Now we can copy the URL and we can go to another tab, go here, and then we can join the session to give a feedback. I think I would have to remove this because it was for the previous people. So I can remove this guy. Yes, I think I would have to remove this guy. It's called to true, config ID, feedback comments attached to element, blah, 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 blah. To be honest, I don't remember this code at all. I think I wrote the code at like 3 a.m. or something. Now I have no memory of working on it at all. All right. Do I have anything that I should say to, or let's import the walkthrough thingy. So we have the walkthroughs here. we do steps or filter. So we do a start here. When do we do the start? Walkthrough service. So this guy should be called by session component. And here we have the walkthrough service, and I think we do is active. Okay. Then we can stop it. And we do a start here, right? And we do it right here. So I think we should rather say a boolean here enabled. Boolean, or let's not put it here. We can just say false by default. And here we can say if this dot enabled return. So if it's not enabled, then we just return it. We can also return false if this is not enabled at all, and then we can stop it. Cool. So now if I remove everything from my console or application, I think it should still be okay. So cookie consent, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Abdul Rahman is asking a question. How many total programming languages, technologies, tools do you know, and by do you keep a count? No, because I don't personally think that it matters to me. I think what I focus on is what is in front of me. So I don't, I, for me, it doesn't matter how many languages I know. I think what matters most is if what I'm doing right now, if I can do it or not. If not, then I just try again. So yeah. Can I join the session again? Yes, please join. Da 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 da. And now I don't see the comment. Yay! Or the walkthrough, because I don't want the walkthrough at the moment. I'm just disabling it. Cool. Let's count today for fun. Yeah, we could do that. So JavaScript. Are we talking about languages or are we talking about technologies or tools? Because then there's too many. Let's start with languages. So JavaScript, TypeScript, essentially JavaScript. I would say Java a bit, PHP to some extent. Sorry, but PHP as well. C++. I mean, we're talking about programming languages, right? So I can type HTML. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so what else? Bash, because I do bash scripting. What else? I don't think there's much. Yeah, I don't think so. I think my main stack is JavaScript essentially. So yeah, that would be it. No C#, unfortunately. So languages, I think those would be the languages. It'd be fun to have that on actually Exalira. Can I get it open? No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. If it doesn't open, then we'll just keep it there. So languages, it's gonna be this. Frameworks. Hi, I want to offer promotion for your channel. Viewers, followers, viewer chatbot, price lower than any competitor. Quality is guaranteed to be best. Auto on, incredibly flexible and convenient. No, I don't think so. I don't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So then we have frameworks, Angular. Oh, I also know Dart that I didn't write. Angular, React. No, I don't know Python, unfortunately. No. Angular, React, NestJS, Next.js, Solid.js. I can also say Svelte. I don't think I'm really good at Svelte, so still. Flutter, React Native, Ionic. I've also worked on Swift as well. A bit for creating an Apple, what was it? An Apple widget. What else? So we've talked about NestJS, Next.js, Loopback 3, Node.js, for example, Express.js. Um, am I missing anything? I'm thinking. I also worked on Backbone.js. I think that's pretty much it. I can't recall anything else. I mean, then we have HTML frameworks. So I could count Bootstrap, Material, UI, Angular Material. I mean, then React Bootstrap, React Material, and Design. I also know Storybook when it comes to tools, frameworks and tools, maybe. Frameworks and tools. Then we have Jest for testing. Maybe let's do frameworks first. So we can do frameworks. And then we also have SCSS. Have I missed anything? No. And my camera is dark. I know. Give me 1 second. All right, let's go now. So then for the tools, I think Jest, Karma, Protractor, Cypress, React testing library, Cucumber, Mocha, Chai, Firebase, Supabase, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, CouchDB, MySQL. What else? I think that's pretty much it. And then there's CI/CD. So CI/CD, I don't think really counts, but I think that's pretty much it. I don't think I've missed anything. So I've covered Jest. I've covered the testing libraries. Storybook. Storybook was also really good. I mean, then there are other tools like Datadog. Then we had Splunk, GitHub Actions. Yeah, I think those are pretty much the same, or pretty much all of it. Most of them today for the first time and look at them in the yeah. I mean, this is like 10 years of different things. I'm pretty sure I missed a lot of things because I worked on a lot of different projects. So yes, yes. Alrighty. So one of the things that I was looking into was the feedback. So if I do good pace and if I do something like, hey, this is a comment, and I can submit this, feedback submitted, cool, cool, cool. Now what I want to do is I want to create another one here. So session this one, join, and then I should be able to say too fast in nope, see. I can submit this guy as well, feedback submitted. And now I should be able to see both of them. What I wanted to do was wanted to mouse over this and show a tooltip that I have not done yet. So I think what I have right now is, do I have Angular material? At Angular/material. I don't have it. Should I use Angular material? I think I should use Angular material. even though I don't really, I mean, if I use Angular material, then that means I would have to include the material styles, and I don't want that. And then everything would have to be Angular material, but I already have is UI system going on, so I don't want that. Cool. Then we send the network calls, and we also send the reaction types as well. Cool. And let's see, XHR count 3 reaction type, this guy. That's not good, because I should be able to send all of them. So this guy, and this guy, but it only sends the last one. That's not good. I think I have made a mistake. I'll see. Respect D. Okay. So then I think I should use my own overlay then to create the tooltip, but I don't want that. All right, let's see. We had hyper UI tooltip. No. Modal. Nope. I do remember there was some sort of tooltips there. Tabs, tables, tabs, text areas, toggle text area. No, okay. So there's no tooltip. Angular CDK tooltip. I do remember implementing this myself, but I think we should do it ourselves, because we would have to use the, yes, this guy. Cool. Then we can use this, and we would have to have the trigger as well. Then we would have to create the tooltip portal. Then we would have to implement our own version of it. Can't I use? Okay, I would have to use a design system, and I don't want to spend time creating stuff myself. So we're going to use the Angular material. So npm, is it npm? No. Yarn add Angular material. npx yarn add Angular material. Battery about to die. No problem. See you later. And we should be able to have PC web, and we can start using the tooltips then. All right, let's go to Angular material and install it really quick. So Angular material, let's go with material. Let's go to get started. We should be, I mean, we could do this, but I'm not going to do this. There is a step for including the CSS. Where's the CSS? You can choose from I think it's time for me to go. Assalamu alaikum. हाँ आज चले हम, चलो फिर हम चलते हैं। आ गए। क्या कर रहे थे आप? खेल रहे थे इतनी देर से मम्मा के साथ? लो लो लो। चले हम। अल्लाह हाफिज़ बोल दो, अल्लाह हाफिज़। क्या चाहिए? ये चाहिए? अब्बा के चश्मे चाहिए? बाबा के चश्मे चाहिए आपको? ये चाहिए? ओफो। मैं आपको देता हूँ, ये लो। हमारे ऑफिस के अंदर एक बंदा है जिसको पीनट से शदीद एलर्जी है। वो इतनी एलर्जी है कि वो बहुत हो सकता है। तो अब जब भी मैं पीनट खा रहा था, ओहो कहाँ पे चला गया, मिल गया। एनीवेज, आई थिंक आई एम गोना वर्क ऑन इट लेटर। तो लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट्स नेक्स्ट जो भी हमारी स्ट्रीम हो रही है, what would you love to see in that one, or I'll try to inshallah do that as well. You want some more? कुछ और चाहिए? ओहो, ये लो, ये भी सही बात है। यार हम मुकल्ला। चलिए जी, thank you everyone who joined. I'm gonna see you in the next stream. Allah Hafiz, take care, and happy coding. Allah Hafiz.